Hi, good morning. Okay, so what we are going to do now is today we are going to talk about Maven. It's an important architecture. So Maven is more or less like a build tool which is available, and we will be working on that today because across this training, whatever we are going to do, we will be using Maven for all our dependencies implementation. So let's talk about Maven and is your IntelliJ setup, everyone? Is your IntelliJ setup done? Okay, we are waiting for people to joining it, so just let us give them 5 more minutes before we start. So let's start. I will start sharing my screen in a minute. Yeah. So today's session is, as I said, it is completely focused on Maven before we start getting into any of our main project implementation. So let me start sharing my screen. I hope everyone have joined in. There are around 30 people in Google Meet and 21 here. Mostly of them are here. Okay. Okay. So we will start with the build tool. Now, do you have any idea what do you mean by a build tool? You have ever heard about what is a build tool? Anyone? Yes. Anyone? You ever heard about the concept of build tool? So build tool is, yes, it is like npm contains all the required information about the project. You know what I did? I asked ChatGPT, can you explain a small kid about Maven. See, I would like you to spend a minute on this and see what does it say. So imagine you want to build a cool Lego castle, but instead of hunting for all the right Lego pieces by yourself, what you do, you have a magic box called as Maven. Yeah. So when you tell the magic box, I want a castle with towers and doors, Maven goes out, find all the pieces you need, bring them to you. Maven also keeps everything organized and remember what pieces you used. Yeah. So the next time you don't have to start from scratch. And if a piece is old and needs an update, Maven gets the newest one for you. Yeah. So in programming world, Maven helps developer quickly gather the tools and library they need for building the software, just like your magic box will help you to build the castle. Making sense? Like, are you understanding the fact here? What we are trying to explore? Yep. I will keep this open for a minute. Just look at this. See if you make sense, if you have any question. So will you understand, like when we talk about Maven, it is going to be a build tool. Yeah. It is going to be a build tool. And that build tool will allow us to do a lot of things. So it is obviously used for managing Java based application. Yeah. It is used for managing my Java based application. Just a minute. Huh? So this was like a fun way making understanding what build tool was doing for us. But on other hand, what we have to do is now understand. Okay, so now let us go ahead understand when we say this was Maven in a fun way. Now when I say I have Maven, Maven is basically a build tool. Okay, it's basically a build tool in Yiddish language. Yeah, there is a language called as Yiddish. The word derives from there. So in Yiddish language, the word Maven is called as what? accumulator of knowledge. Yeah, it is called as an accumulator of knowledge. Okay, it is called as an accumulator of knowledge. So Maven is used with Java based application. Yeah, this is used with Java based application, and they are used basically for two things: for building a application, and they are also used for managing the application. Yeah, they are managing the application. Now, what are certain best objectives? Yeah. When it comes to Maven, there are certain objectives on which the Maven works. So their objectives are quite simple. See, starting from, there are four major objectives of Maven. Yeah, there are four major objectives of Maven. Let us add it up on this page here. Four objectives of Maven for me. Yeah, starting with first objective of Maven, making the build process easy. Yeah, it will make your build process easy. Second, it will provide an uniform build system. Yeah, it will provide a uniform build system, so anything you want to build, it can be done from here. Then it provides quality project information. It provides quality project information, and then it encourages better development practices. It encourages better development practices. This all will basically are the main objectives of while working with Maven. Yeah, they are main objectives while working with Maven. So if I see what exactly Maven will help me to do, now let's see that. Okay, so hmm, what will Maven help me do is, there are three major objectives when it comes to Maven. What are those? Starting with, as we discussed, it will help you to structure your project. One of the very important way, structure of project. Then it will help you to build your project, and then it will also help you with repository management. It will also help you with repository management. Okay, so what exactly, when we talk about in this particular situation, I want to have a simple question. Okay, I want to ask you a simple question. I ask you that there are three developers. Okay, there are three developers which are supposed to work on same project. Yeah, they are going to work on same project. They are sort of collaborator. One simple question. Yeah, okay, before we go ahead, let's take a question from Sufyan. So Maven has some file like package.json in which it will contain the metadata of the project. Yes, yes, Sufyan. We call that famously here as pom.xml. Now, uh, okay. So what will happen? My simple question. I want you to answer this one. A Mav- so three developers are supposed to work on the same project. Will they create the exact same structure if I ask them like, okay, see files is okay, but when they create a folder, will they create the exact same name folders? Will they create the exact same name folders? Like even if I ask you as an exercise in the session that okay, you please sit and we need to work on this file. Two files you will work, two file, let's say two files Sufyan will work on, two file Shruti will work on, and two file let's say Soham will work on. But you have to create the structure of the project. Will you all create the exact same structure as we want? Like can there be a uniformity between three structures? No. So the structure has to be there, and for that reason we have something called as archetype. Archetype in Maven stands for architecture type. Yeah, it stands for architecture type. Okay. So consider developer A. Now what will developer A do? Developer A will work on Maven. Developer B will also work on Maven. Developer C will also work on Maven. So that way, what will happen? All the three people, when they work on Maven, they use a single build structure. They use a single build structure that will make the working much more easier. Okay, they will make a single build structure, and that will make our working very much easier. Yeah, very much easier. So what will Maven do? Maven provides an uniform structure. Maven provides an uniform structure. So that uniform structures are something rather than we'll check. So I will use a uniform structure rather than developers choosing their own or using their own. Yeah. So when you create a structure using Maven, what is the basic structure which will be created whenever you start with it? Yeah. What will be the basic structure that will happen when you start with this? And let us take that structure. Okay, so this is the structure of your, whenever you create an application using Maven, this is your base structure which will be created. Okay, this will be your base structure which will be created. So what are the files which will, what are the folders we get here? First, we have got the folder directory. Yeah, this is the main project directory. This is what we also call as a root directory, the first directory what we have. Okay, the first directory what we have is also called as a root directory. Yeah. So this is nothing but my, obviously as the name suggests, this is where, this is my source folder where all my files, all my codes will be located. Now we have got main Java. So all your main folder where, see there are two folders. If you see, these are the development file. Yeah, this is basically the actual project, and this is where we write our test codes. Yeah, this is where we write our test codes. So in this Java folder, yeah, in this Java folder, what basically goes in is our Java packages and files. Java packages and Java files will go here. Whereas in my resource folder, what will happen? I will keep things like images, PDFs, config files, SSL files, property files, and so on. Yeah. Then again, same thing. It will be for my when it comes to the packages, it will be for in Java. We have test Java test packages and resource required to complete the testing. Resource required for completing the tests. Okay. Then I will have this main directory called as target. Now the target, what will happen when you build the project? When a project is built, it either generates in Java, it will either generate a jar file or a var file. Okay. So these files are available where whenever your project is completely built, you will find your final output where in your target directory. And then we have got the most important file here, which is nothing but your pom.xml. Now pom.xml, it stands for project object model. Project object model. And this file is responsible for managing information and repositories. Whatever repositories you need, they will be taken care from where? They will be taken care from this pom.xml. Okay, they will be taken care from this pom.xml. So what we will do now is I will create a new project. Okay, and I will change my directory first. So let me select a directory here under this Java project. I'll say okay, and let me create a project here. Let me call it as Maven demo. Okay, what will I choose here? I will choose Maven. You see, the repository I am choosing here is Maven, and if I go to the advanced settings, it is asking me, yeah, it is asking me what exactly are my like what exactly I want to do here. Yes, in my Java project, or I can also select C Maven archetype here. When I create a project, can any one of you check whether you are getting this option of Maven archetype on the left hand side? Are you getting this option of Maven archetype on the left hand side when you start IntelliJ with a new project? Can you please confirm that to me in chat window? Okay. Okay, cool. So better is we'll choose from here because this is where I can also select my arc, what exact archetype I am planning to use. So here, what I'll do is let me call this as what? Maven demo, and I will select my folder here. After I change, it is again. Okay. So this is my Maven demo. Can you follow along with me? Yeah, can you follow along with me? I am selecting JDK 11. Whatever Java you have, it will be selected here, and then you have to select your archetype. Now, architecture type, if you see, there are so many archetypes available. Yeah, there are archetype available, and see, If you want, you can add any extra from here as well. Okay, so people who are joining in on Google Meet, I will join you in some time. Okay, like let me complete this and then I will join you all. So when you create this archetype, you know what will happen. We have this particular scenario, like this is how we specify our project. What is the catalog? Where do you want to work with internal, default, local, Maven, central? Let's come to that in a while. I will take a screenshot of this and let us discuss this on our screen. Okay, that how does it look like in the Maven. So this is what your application is showing you right now. Yes, correct. This is what we are looking at right now. If you see, this is the name of my project. If you see, this is the name. Yeah. Then important to Maven is you select an architecture type. What type of architecture you want to create? Yeah. So this is my archetype. This is, if you see in the drop down, you select what archetype we want to use. So that will define how my project will look like. Getting this? That will define how my project will look like. Then where do we manage the catalog? Now catalog management, will come back to this in a minute. Yeah, I will come back to this in a minute. Then there are two important settings here. First is the package name, which is also called as group ID. This will become the package name across my project. Okay, and then we have got the artifact ID. Artifact ID is again, like if you see this name and this name, it is exactly used as same. So this is nothing but my project name. Yeah, it is nothing but my project name. So you specify what is the package name you want to use and so on. So this time you do that part, and yeah, and this is your version, and this is your version. So what I do is I will select my basic archetype. Yeah, I will select my basic archetype, and what will, so in from this drop down I am going to select my basic archetype, and I say create. So I'll say new window. Now if I give it a minute, it will process everything. Just give it a minute, and you will see one thing that is happening here is I have an src folder created. Yeah, I have an src folder created, and okay, why is, I think I have selected the wrong okay, my bad, I have selected a wrong archetype. Let me just check the proper archetype. Maven archetype quick start is the one archetype you need to select here. I will leave this for a minute open. This is what we are doing here. For me, I made a mistake, so I'll just write it as Maven demo one. Okay, and for me, this is going in Java project. And if you see, my archetype is group ID is com.code with it, and archetype artifact ID is what Maven demo. And you need to select quick start. If you're facing any issue, let me know quickly in the chat box. You will have to follow along on this step. So create a new project archetype and just select quick start here. Okay, done with this part, everyone. Have you done till this part? Like, so what will you do next? Is you will say create, and I'll say a new window. Which one is more visible to you, the white or the dark one? What do you think so will be more edible, viewable for you? Should I keep it light or dark? Okay, only one response. Like which one is more proper for you, the dark or the light one? Don't do this. I'll have to start a poll then. Okay, that's good. I have not used a poll in long time. Let's use a poll. Okay, so dark it is. Okay, so most of you want dark. Let's keep it dark. So, okay, after you do this, can you see the project demo has been created? And what do I find here is I have got src directory. In src, I have got main Java, and then I have got test. Yeah, I have got test, and this is where my application is right now. And if I try to run this is how I will run my Java file. Let's see how it executes. So I'm getting hello world. Perfect. So is this working for you? Is this all set up and working for you now? I would like you to give this a try quickly. Is this done for you all? Have you all reached till this point? So once you do that, once you create, your application start looking like this now. Okay, so this is as simple as this one currently what we are doing. And then can I get a quick update? Are you all done with this? Somehow it is not increasing my font. Let me go back. Okay, sorry for that. I messed up, I guess, somewhere. So once you're done with this particular part, what we can do next is, okay, ID has detected with real-time protection enabled. It severely degrade this pop-up is coming. Oh, like see, I was just like by the time you're doing, I was just playing around with theme. So I normally use this theme in my VS Code. So I was looking how does that theme looks like here. But yeah, this is my dark theme of VS Code. Sorry, my IntelliJ. Now coming back to the actual implementation of what we are doing, what we need to do next is we need to understand how does the Maven and the dependency management work. So for that reason, I have to also work upon my pom.xml file. See, this is my pom.xml file. I would like us to take a look at this, and this is how my pom.xml file looks like. So this is the first part of it where I am starting with the properties. So this is the whole pom.xml file. I will just get the other part now. So this is, if I combine this into two, this is how I will get it. And I will show you how do you add up those properties and dependencies here. Okay, so this is my overall pom.xml file. In my pom.xml file, the starting tag is always what? Project. The starting tag is always what? Project. It starts with project, ends with project. Now you are not defining this, but you will have to add up certain things inside this. Then whatever group ID, you remember this is the setting you provided. So this is your package name. This is your project name. This is the version you want to provide here right now. And do you want the output in what? Jar or var? You can specify it here later on as well. Yeah. This is again the name and any repository you want them to look at. Then there are certain properties like you can also set up in the properties you define sometime what are your Java version and other versions and so on, just to show you. Okay, just to show you some other project. See, I want to see, look at this pom.xml. And if you can see in my properties here now, see, this is not something we are doing right now. Yeah, this is not something we are doing right now. But this is one of my Spark project. And you see in my properties, what do I find? In my property, what do I find? I have got Java version, I have got Maven compiler, project build source. So there are certain things you can basically add up in your properties here. Okay, you can add up in your properties here. So next is what? So we specify those properties in our property stack. Then you see we have got dependencies. Now this is where we specify what our project need, and inside a dependency there is a single dependency always. Yeah, so if we have 10 dependency, there will be the 10 closing and ending dependency tags. Are you getting this? There will be 10 closing and ending dependency tag. This is important. This is how we define each of the dependency. Yeah, this is how we define each of the dependency. So you know what will happen, I will tell you. If you are working with a non Maven project, yeah, if you are working with a non Maven project, consider you're working with a non Maven project. And now here in your non Maven project, you have consider there is a we have installed Postgre, right? So your Java application cannot connect to Postgre directly. So you'll have to go here and say, you have to go and see. Now what will happen if you check out Postgre JDBC connector jar file? So it will take you to the Postgre website. Yeah, it will take you to the PostgreSQL website. Here you can download your JDBC, like the jar file can be downloaded here. We don't need to do that here. See, this jar file is downloaded. Then I am responsible for making sure that that jar file is taken care of. Yeah. Then if I have got some other, let's say we have got something called as tools.js, a tools file. So what will happen? Who is responsible in this approach? In a non-Maven project, I am responsible for going to the Postgre website, and I am responsible for going to the tools website. Okay, but I don't. I have a problem scenario here. Like, what are the two problems I see in this approach? What are the two major problems I see in this approach? Yeah, there are two major problems that I am looking at right now. First is every project need their own library. Yeah, every project need their own library. And second is we need to visit multiple official websites and keep tracking them as well. So are you trying to understand that what I'm trying, where I'm getting here with? Yeah, where I'm getting here with. So I have a problem that whenever I want to do something, I'll have to always do what? I'll have to always go and figure out where these things are going on. And like if I create 10 projects, I will have to import this jar file for 10 times. So that is a problem. So what we can do, Maven provide us with something what we call as centralized local repository. Yeah, they provide us with something what we call as centralized local repository. And where is that repository? If you go to, now see, I don't know whether you will have it right now or not, but if you go to your home directory, C drive, and if you go into your users, you will find a directory called as .m2. You will get a directory called as .m2. So this directory structure is quite forward, something like this. You have got .m2 directory. Yeah, inside .m2 directory, you have a folder called as repository. You have a folder called as repository. Now inside this repository, you know what will happen? So it will based upon the package you download. For example, if I download a Postgre, you know what will happen here? The package will be org Postgre SQL, and then inside this Postgre SQL, all your jar file based upon the version, the jar file will be available. Okay, so consider we have got 4 Maven project here. Maven project 1, Maven project 2, Maven project 3, and then I have my Maven project 4. Yeah, I have got this first project, I have got this second project, I have got this third project, I have got this fourth project. Now you know what will happen with this project? Every project here will go to .m2 to check whenever you have a requirement. It will first go to .m2. The idea is quite simple, that first every project checks with M2. Yeah, every project checks with dot M2 directory. Yeah, every project will check with dot M2 directory for their requirement. Okay, if they have the requirement available, project uses it. Else they get it from central repository. Now this is a very important word. What do I mean by central repository? See, every project checks with .m2 for the requirement. If the project uses it, if they have, they uses it. Else it will go and check from where? They will check it from something called a central repository. Now this, what is this central repository? They have something called as online central repository. So when the project is not available, see, we have something called as, you got my point what I was trying to say. Now because in my application, see, repository, now if you see, I have so many packages already available. Now one of them should be Postgre, because I use Postgre a lot, so Postgre SQL is there. Then inside my Postgre, there is, based upon the version, I have this particular jar file. So all this jar file, rather than distributing it across the application again and again, we have this in a single application. Yeah, we have this in a single application. So what we are doing here is quite simple. We say we have got an online central repository. And you know what is the name of that online central repository? There is, this is like a play store for all the repositories which are working with Maven, and we call it as mvn repository.com. Yeah, they all are listed on where? In mvn repository.com. So if I go to mvn repository, see, this is the website which acts like a play store for, or app store, for all the dependencies which we want. Yeah, for all the dependencies which we want. There are so many dependencies, there are so many dependencies here. Yeah, whatever you want, they, all the companies official document, official dependencies are added here. Like you have Play Store, right? What does the Play Store do for you? all the official companies will come and list all their applications there. Same way, all my dependencies are here. Let me search for PostgreSQL. Okay, let me search for it, and you will find my Postgre JDBC driver. Yeah, I have got my Postgre JDBC driver. In my Postgre JDBC driver, I will choose the latest version. I will choose my latest version here. And when I am on this latest version, see, they have also given me Maven, Gradle, Kotlin, SBT, Ivy. There are multiple build tools which are available. There are so many build tools which are available in the market. We can use this. So what I'll do, I will copy this. I will copy this, and where will I take it? I will go back to my MVN repository, and between my dependencies, see, this was first dependency. See, this was my dependency one. Then what I do here, I paste it, and when I paste it, it is giving me an option. See, it has got. Can we do this? I will. I have given you the repo link. In fact, I will give you the exact link here in the chat box. Can you go here, copy this Maven part, come back to your IntelliJ, and don't do anything after you add this up. Just let me know once you reach this point. Yeah, please reach here. Let me know in the chat box that you have copied and you have reached your pom.xml. Then I'll show you the next step. How do we go ahead with this? Okay. Now, see, on the left hand side, we have got Maven. Yeah, we have got Maven. This dependency might be showing you in red here. So what we need to do is we need to go here and build or reload all the Maven projects. So that way it will start building. If it is showing you in red, that means it is not updated. Yeah, that means the dependency is not available right now. Yes, the dependency is not available right now. Okay. So the moment you add a new dependency, what will happen always is it gives you a reload icon here. If you see there was a small M rotating around here. Did you find that? Did you find that small M which was rotating around there? Okay, so this is how we will pick up the fake like the Postgre part. Now, what I will do is let's go and show you how do you bring another dependency. Okay, so let us use a simple example here in the Maven part. Let me show you. This is how you add one dependency. Now, when you want to use this in the project, we will have. See, we have not started with the database part for now, so I will not be able to show you any code. Even if I show, you will not be able to understand. So I want to show you one utility tool now. The utility tool is what we have is called as Faker API. Now Faker, for example, when you want to create, let's say 10 random people name, like we have got name, address, email, and so on. How will you do that? Okay. I just need to check one reference from my code for getting this thing done. So just give me 1 minute. Huh? So the plan is that we will create 1,000 random user details. How much time will it take for you to generate 1,000 random user details? Yeah, just a rough guess. How much time will it take for you? If I ask you that you have to create 1,000 random customer details, how will you? How much time will it take for you? Anyone? Okay. Mm, okay. I have got it mostly. So here we will make use of an API, what we call as Faker. So for Faker, what we'll have to do is we'll have to first bring in the details of, yeah. So let us do what? Let us go to Maven repository and we have something called as Faker. Faker is it will generate the Java Faker here. So it will generate, yeah, it's a library, is a port of Ruby stamp Faker gem, and what it does, it allows me to load the Faker fake data here. So if you check the homepage of this, it's a Git repo actually, but you'll have to import Faker and then start using the Faker API. And this is your documentation also available for Faker API. So what we will do is let's use this. I will show you how to make use of this. It will become much more easier. And see, no downloads required, no jar file imports required, anything, everything is fine here. Okay, there was a question. Uh, a day or in second, it depend upon the approach using dependency or using manually. Sufyan, I guess your message was sent half. Can you just check your question again? So what I'll do is I'll take this. See, I will copy this. Go back to my repo. Go back to my pom.xml. What will I do now? I will add this dependency. Now you see the reload option is arrived. Load the changes. See, sometime if you do not get this structure, What will you do? Just go to Maven and reload your application from here. Yeah, you will just reload your application. And what I will do for you is I will give you the link for where the repository are kept. So you can just go in there, copy this Maven repository from here. Yeah, copy this Maven repository from here, please. Once you have done, please reload the application from the right panel. Yeah, please reload the repository from the right panel and check it up from there. So this is your dependency you have, which is for com GitHub Java Faker. Yes, and how will you use this now? Let me know once you are done importing Faker, then I will show you the usage for it. Okay, is this done? Can I get a quick update? Have you imported this and downloaded? So your Maven is updated now. Yes, no, maybe something. Are we done with this? Once we have done with this part, I can go back to my app. I can go back to my app. Now, this is the place where I will import Faker. Yeah, because which is, if the Faker is imported for me, that means I can start using it now. So for that reason, I'll create what? See, Faker, Faker is equal to new Faker. And see, it is imported also com.github Java Faker. Now, or in other case, I would have to go and download the jar file and integrate it. See, that is also a possibility. If you see, they also have the option of this jar file here. You can download the jar file in case if you are not able to use Maven. But no one uses the jar file approach anymore. Okay, that is gone case now. Now consider I want to generate uh, the details for a student, or let's say with uh, multiple things. So I want also want to show you the use case of Faker. So let's say first name is, we have got Faker. Faker have a function called as name, from which it will give us the first name. Then we have got string last name, Faker dot last name. So Faker dot, yeah, Faker dot name dot last name, and let's take an email. So string email is Faker dot internet, and in this internet I can have string, let's say Faker dot internet. So for example, x is equal to Faker dot internet dot, what are the possible option? I can have email address, I can have domain world, image, MAC address, password, anything. This all will be generated like a fake copy and easily available. So let us say I also want phone number. So string phone is fake dot phone number dot phone number. What are the different options available inside phone number now? So we have got cell phone, subscriber number, extension code, and so on. So there are a lot of many things which are very easily available. We'll just stick to phone number right now. Okay. Then let's say string date of birth. So here I have got string date. Then let us see what are the options available here. Date dot birthday. Now here also I can say what is the minimum and the maximum age of this person. I can say I want this person to be between 20 and 30 dot two string. So which will give me the birth date string here. Okay. And now let us print these details. So first name is this, last name is this, email is this, phone number is this, and date of birth is this. Okay. So if I execute this now, what will I find? See. So the only problem here is, see, Dell, Glashiner, they gave any random email address. I don't want that random email address. So they gave me the phone number also here. And then they have given us a date of birth, which is what, 1997. This is what they have given us as birth of date of birth. Now, certain things I will have to fix here. So first is that my email cannot be some random email, right? My email cannot be some random email. So I can do what? In my email, I will go here and I will say string dot format. Yeah, string dot format. Percentages, which is a string, dot percentages, which represents a string. Yeah, we have got two percentages, which is for string. Okay. And I can say at gmail.com, which will do what? First name, last name at gmail.com. And then I can add up that email here. And now, if I run this file, what will happen? We have got Sharmin, Kessler, and these are the details. Now, you know what? If I want to generate 1,000 random IDs or random details, see, whenever you create a project, the first problem is you want to populate the data with the seed data. So you'll keep on typing, okay, what should I add? What should I add? This is a very wonderful library for generating that sort of data. I hope you are understanding this. What I can do is just put this inside a loop for person is equal to 1, person is less than equal to, okay, I'm doing a lot of Python these days. For int person is equal to 1, person is less than equal to, let's say 20 for now, person plus plus. What I need to do is add up these details and simply I have got details for 20 people in a second. Isn't it good? This is a good library, right? Like I don't have to worry about what name, what email I'll give. I have everything generated with a single click here. Yeah. Is this making sense, everyone? And you can play a lot along with this. There is no need to worry about anything in this application. Yeah. You want to give this a try? This part you can give it a try with the Faker API. Yes. Did you like understand this one and did you like it? The one we have been doing, what we have been doing here with the Faker API. We will use this Faker API during our Java training sessions as well. Okay. So I hope you all have understood this one. I will do what? I will push this whole thing as a repository. So all the projects we are doing under this one, they will be available under the one single repo. Let me do that for you, so that whenever we are working on anything here, will be easily available for you all. So this Java project here, right? I don't want this Maven demo. I don't want this. Let's use Git. No, I will say Git next. So this is my Maven demo. What we have done. I'll commit this. Then let us push repo. So for that, let us take a Git repo now. Okay, so it has added Maven demo here. Let us see. We will figure out. We will require only two or three main repositories. I will figure out how to structure this later on. But for now, this is what we are doing under Maven. So this is what we have added. I will push the repo. I've given you the link in the chat box. And yeah, so thanks a lot. And we will. Next session is something we are going to do in class. So Arun sir will let you know the times. Thank you.